this is Wayne.
This is Koichi.
And we're Static X. You're logged on to Gitare.com. This band isn't really like, the guitar isn't like the main focus of it, so we tend to do all of our tricky things with the sequencers and keyboards and sampling and that type of stuff. The guitar is more sort of a laying down a foundation kind of thing. And there's nothing like two guitars really thick playing the same thing really tight to just create this wall of crunch. You can't do it with one guitar. And that was the main reason I wanted two guitars in the band, just to really create that live wall of guitar. Right now I use an Akai MPC 2000, and that's my main thing. I can sample with it, I can pretty much do everything with it.
And I use Roland Groovebox 505, 808 sampler, and we also use a Korg Electribe stuff.
Yeah, the Korg Electribe stuff, I sample sounds from that often.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's a cool, nice little box about this big. It's similar to the Roland Groove box, it's just a little bit smaller. Our stuff is really, really simple. For instance, just the main riff on Push It is just 2 chords. And we try to keep our riffs really, really very simple. A lot of stuff is even just one string, like Love Dump. Simple, tight, rhythmic stuff. We try to do some, make some different kind of sounds. One of the things that I use a lot when I'm writing is doing the octave thing, which I'm sure other guitar players do it, but I actually came up with the idea on my own a long time ago. It's where you play the octave with 2 fingers, and then the string in the middle you actually just sort of mute it out with the other finger. So. And then he'll play like the higher octave, like in the beginning of Push It. So you got 3, octaves going. Early on, when I was writing stuff, I had this idea about what if you, instead of one guitar playing 2 or 3 notes of the chord, what if you split the notes up between 2 guitars? And that's an idea that we do on the chorus of Love Dump, maybe other places, I don't know.
Trance too.
Yeah. So like, on the chorus of Love Dump, I would play, these would be the notes. And he'd play. Yeah. It kind of creates this really big thing. Really create some interesting things that you could not do with one guitar, in that way, because you don't have enough fingers, obviously. And then other than that, we try to do some. I think a lot of our technique has to do with getting your hand on the bridge in the right spot, get the right chunk factor, That's really important to what we do as well. Some guys, I think maybe don't do it enough. Some guys get too much. You got to find just the right spot to get,
Yeah, like beginning. Main riff of trance is a motion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like. It's important. Like. It's not totally open or it's kind of in between.
Actually, the verse on that song is pretty cool too. It's like. string, 5th fret, and the B string, 7th fret, A string, 4th fret, D string, 5th fret. So 5, 7, 4, 5. I prefer to try to create weird sounds with the guitar as opposed to using pedals and stuff, you know. Do as much as you can with harmonics and sliding and, you know, whatever. Oh, really, when we're on stage, we're just jumping around a lot, and so what we need to do is stretch our bodies out, and you know, legs and arms and neck and back, and that I spend 15 minutes stretching out my whole body before we go on stage. I don't worry about whether I can play, because our stuff is so simple to play that, you know, it's not difficult at all. And even when I'm writing new ideas, I usually write it on my drum machine and then learn how to play it on the guitar, because it's just easier that way. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, seems like our music is very guitar oriented, but in our head it's like guitar is more like
in my head
elements of
my head the guitar is an afterthought.
Yeah.
And I know it doesn't turn out that way in the end, but
since I mean, you know, this distortion guitar sound has very dominating strong sound, so that's why, you know, it dominates whole music. But our head, we pay attention to all more, you know, more hi-hat.
The hi-hat programming and the keyboards and the drum beats and all that.
It's gotta be, you know, all these sounds have to be arranged pretty well inside the music. Otherwise, all these sounds clashing with each other, you know, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
man,
like